Hello and welcome to the next video in the series of videos recorded by members of King's Chambers cost team, providing some assistance, we hope, to the profession in preparing for remote detailed assessment and cost hearings. This short video will focus attention on the creation of bundles, organising bundles and useful tools in Adobe Acrobat Pro to be able to make those bundles most effective for detailed assessment hearings. We're going to start the talk today looking at how to create a bundle by combining files. We looked in the previous video at creating a PDF from Word documents. We're now going to use this tool, the combine files. So you may have already scanned in various parts of the file. You may have already scanned them in different batches, and they may have different file names. You need to put them together into one PDF bundle for the court to use. So you click on combine files to begin with and add files from your computer. And here we have a list of different bundles we're going to use to create today. So we've drafted a rough bundle index, and we'll come back to indexing in the next video. But we'll include the bundle index, the core bundle, one of the parties' skeleton arguments, and the papers in support, which are in 2 batches. Click Add Files, and there you are. There are the 5 files to be included. Now you will notice that one of those documents is a Word document, the bundle index. You can just as easily create a PDF of that Word document by using the combined files function as you can create PDF function. And you can see there that it's working away at turning that into a PDF now, and that's done. So we want to get these in the right order first. In fact, the core bundle wants to come after the skeleton arguments. So that's okay. At the moment, we have all of these documents in the order that they were listed on my computer. But in order to move the files into the correct order, you simply drag, move, and drop. It's as straightforward as that. If you're not sure whether one of these bundles includes a page, or you need to see a bit more than that first page to be able to identify what is in that particular document, you can use this button up at the top here to expand, and that allows you to look at what the contents of that particular bundle are. It also enables you to move pages around, but we'll look again at that in a moment. So we'll close that down. That's the order that we want them in, and we're going to press combine up in the top right hand corner. That converts everything into one single PDF. So you can see now I have a 40-page PDF. It starts with the bundle index, and then moves on to skeleton arguments, so on and so forth. So we looked yesterday at magnifying it and moving out. We use those 2 plus and minus at the top, and now we can navigate around the document. So the next thing we're going to look at is we've got the pages, or we've got the files in one PDF now. We're going to look to organize the pages. Now, there's a number of particularly useful functions in this Organize Pages tool on the right hand side. This gives you immediately an overview of all of the pages of your PDF. So it's very easy to see at a glance where various documents are. It's also easy to see where problems arise. So occasionally you will have scanned a file of papers, or perhaps they've been scanned by somebody else and emailed to you, and the pages are either upside down or on their side, or something else. So there's a very easy tool in the Organize Pages feature. You use them on this right-hand panel. You hover over the correct page and then simply rotate. You can rotate individual pages like this, and you can see there that there are 3 pages. That one's upside down. So we click clockwise, rotate twice, and there we are. If there's a duplicated page, it might be that you want to delete just an individual page, in which case you can click on the page and simply click the rubbish bin icon, and that will delete the page out of the bundle. If whoever has scanned the document into you has sent it all upside down, rather than go along every single page and use the clockwise or counterclockwise rotate button, you can in fact use this tool tab at the top, go down to all pages. That selects every page in the document, and you can rotate using the buttons at the top there. So that's how to rotate pages and delete pages. It may be that some of the pages, now that you have the document open, you think are actually in the wrong position and need to be moved. If it's just a single page, you can click the single page, and like we did before with the whole files, just drag, move that around and drop it wherever you'd like to drop it. and then move it back if you'd like to do that. If it's more than one page, you can do the same thing. This time though, you hold down the Shift key on your keyboard, and you can select any number of pages in the individual document. You can then move those documents or those pages around the bundle. And if you want to, for example, move them down to the bottom, you just hold down towards the bottom. You can drop them in there at the bottom as well. So we'll undo that now and move them back up to the top. Okay, so that's how to organize pages within the document. If you want to take a page out, so say for example, in reviewing the bundle, you stumbled across a Part 36 offer, which was inadvertently scanned into the bundle, an offer in the detailed assessment proceedings, and you need to take that out. We're going to use this letter of claim page as an example. All you need to do is select the page or select more than one page, and then use this extract button. When you click extract, you have the option at the top of either deleting the pages from the bundle. So if it was a Part 36 offer, you might want to do that. Or if you leave that unchecked, it will create a new PDF with those 2 pages in, but also leave those 2 pages in the current bundle. So I'm going to leave that as it is at the moment. You also have this other option, which is to extract pages as separate files. And that enables you to create, in this example, 2 different PDF documents, one for each page. Or if you leave it unchecked, it will create 1 extra document, which has 2 pages. So if I click extract there now, you will see at the top here, it's automatically titled pages from binder. And there are the 2 pages that I've extracted. We close that down now. We don't need to keep that. That's how to extract pages. What if you have put together a bundle and further documents have been found or sent to you that need to be included in that bundle? Well, again, there's a very easy method to do that, and it's this insert pages. So in this example, it might be that you needed to go back to an ATE insurer to obtain some further information. That's now been obtained, but you've already created your bundle. We're going to first of all have a little look in the index as to where in the index we anticipated that document would go. And it's on the second page here, ATE documents, item 20. It's point 6 in the point of dispute. It's item 18 in the bill, and it falls in between the success fee documents and attendances on the claimant. These page numbers obviously will need to be changed because we're inserting documents, but for present purposes, we can see where it falls between success fee and attendances upon the claimant. So we go to Organize Pages again. We look down to where that is. So we have statement of reasons and a contemporaneous risk assessment. They are the success fee documents. And then that is an attendance note on the claimant. So it's in between page 24 and 25 of the document that we want to insert this ATE information. So nice and easy again, we go to insert, we insert from a file. The file I've now scanned in is called ATE documentation, and we select. And it will now give you the opportunity to choose where in the bundle to insert those new pages. So you can select whether that goes before or after something. So we'll put it after, and we want it to go after page number 24 so that it fits in there. You can, of course, make it before the first page or after the first page, before or after the last page. But now we're going to insert it after page 24 and click OK. And you can see there, they're highlighted already. Between what was 24 and what was 25, we now have new page 25 and 26, which are the ATE documents. And we can close that down. Just before I do that, I ought to just highlight that you don't have to insert pages from a file. If you've simply copied pages from another PDF file, you can bring them in from the clipboard. You can bring them straight in from the scanner. You can indeed bring pages in straight from a web page, or you can insert a blank page if that would be useful. So those are the options for inserting ATE pages, or indeed any pages into your PDF. You then simply click close, and your document is now complete.
I'm going to talk a little bit about pagination. Now, pagination in any detailed assessment is important. It's crucial in remote detailed assessments in circumstances in which it's not as easy to simply hand up a document to the judge if he or she has got the wrong page in their bundle. So how we add pages along with indexing and bookmarking, these are really important tasks. You go to the Edit PDF tool on the right-hand side, and you'll see there a selection of options: edit, add text, add image. You can provide a link or crop pages. But we're going to look at header and footer, and click on that. Then you can add as a header or footer. It brings up a sub menu. You can then choose whichever font or size you would like for the page, whichever is appropriate, along with all the usual fonts. Choose where it is in the margin, and choose where it appears, either left header, center, or right, and the same with the footer. Now, so we're going to take, for an example, today we're going to take the right footer text as an example, and simply click on the left-hand side, insert page number. And that will insert page number, right, starting at the beginning, as is conventional, and we click OK, and it should add. So now when we scan through the document, you'll see that the page numbers are added at the bottom. You can remove pagination as well by doing the same process, header and footer, and then removing. And importantly, I think, in the event that you have done some of the organization that Kev's just referred to, so you've inserted a number of pages and perhaps the index isn't properly reflective of the page numbering, that of course will be something you do at the end, and we'll talk about indexing and bookmarking, the other two tasks you really want to get right for detailed assessment, in the next video. But what you can do, of course, is simply, if there's been some documentation that's been added, you can simply update the page numbering by going to update, and what it'll do, it'll rejig all of the numbering, so there will be no pages without numbers that have been inserted. So the final point that I should raise about page numbering is that sometimes there may be a case in which the document has been scanned so that it's very close to the margin. Now that might mean that wherever you place the page number, the document of the main substantive text overlays the page number. Now you can prevent that from happening by going to this little button in the top left here, little option called Appearance Options. What that will do is, if you click on Shrink Document to avoid overwriting the document's text and graphics, what will happen is that the narrow margin will be inserted around the document, so that when the page number is inserted, it's not interfered with by any text. So for example, in medical records, where sometimes they're scanned in and documents so the text comes down close to the margin and interferes with the page numbering, a separate margin will be inserted around that, so you don't get it interfered with. It prevents you from, in big documents, if you apply it to the whole document, it stops you from having to check throughout the entire document to make sure all your page numbering is visible. So that, I think, deals with page numbering. The second thing I'd like to talk about quickly is another task that is often given to us when we prepare detailed assessments to prevent privileged information from being disclosed or for anonymity purposes, is redaction. And that's a tool on the right-hand side towards the bottom. If it's not already in that toolbar, you can add it by selecting More Tools at the bottom. But it's in our and you can select anything, create any of the additional tools that a PDF Pro allows. But it's in our toolbar. So select the icon Redact. And the first thing we'll do is mark something for redaction. So that we go to the top and the left-hand side, mark for redaction, and we can mark text for redaction. So we'll select something in this document for redaction, and you'll be able to see that it's marked for redaction. It's not immediately redacted because you have to press apply to redact the document, and you'll see that once it's applied, the text that was marked for redaction is no longer visible. Now you can select some text, or alternatively, you can actually search for a word. And you might want to combine this, of course, with that OCR feature that we talked about in another video, where you've made sure that the document can be read and text identified in circumstances in which it otherwise wouldn't be. So we're going to look for the word Smith, search and remove text, and we can see that where it appears, and we're going to do check all, so we select all of those, and then we marked the checked, click on mark checked results for redaction, and that will then redact or mark for redaction all of those words. Smith is now marked for redaction. To apply the redaction, you go up to the top toolbar and click apply. And that notice is important because it means that you permanently remove contents being marked for redaction, so you can't undo it once the document's saved. It won't recall that that document, those words or that part of the document is redacted and be able to unredact it. So make sure you've got a separate, clean, unredacted copy saved. That deals with redaction, and that I think is the conclusion of this video, which deals with those organizational tasks that you might need to undertake in relation to a bundle. We'll deal with hyperlinking and bookmarking next.